Hey there, South Mississippi. Chief Meteorologist Eric Jeansonne here with a quick update on the forecast. Before we get started, though, I do want to share a few of the photos that we got in from around South Mississippi of the total lunar eclipse that we saw early this morning. Unfortunately, fog was a big issue for a lot of us, and cloud cover, couldn't really see it, but there were a few ways to see it. One way was with the drone, and that's how Anthony here took this photo. He got his drone to go above the fog deck and was able to actually get a shot of the lunar eclipse above the fog. So that's a pretty nice shot there from Anthony. We also had this photo sent in from Judy out of Patchy, so a really nice view there of the total lunar eclipse. Always appreciate it. When you send us your photos, the best way to send them to us is through the WLOX weather app. When you open up the app, scroll down to the bottom and hit submit your photo, and that's how we can get them to us. So tonight we had the moon that rose around 6:23 this evening, but unfortunately you couldn't really see it because of the fog and the cloud cover that we're kind of seeing right now. Look outside now on the Hancock, Whitney Bank Tower, Kim, and Gulfport. Looks pretty quiet out there. 68 degrees. Our dew points are in the mid-60s, so there's plenty of moisture. Very breezy, too. The wind will continue overnight into tomorrow with those breezy southeast winds. Even seeing a few showers, especially between New Orleans and Bay St. Louis, essentially, is where we've seen a few of these little showers. But for the most part, not really amounting to much out there. As far as the overall setup, we got high pressure planted across the southeast. We have low pressure to the west. Air spins counterclockwise around low pressure, clockwise around high pressure. So we're kind of in between those two systems, and that is helping funnel in those southerly winds and the moisture, which is why we're seeing these breezy, warm and humid conditions across the region. And as we go into tonight and tomorrow, you can see the clouds and the fog just kind of stick around off and on. It does look like a better chance for some scattered showers, maybe even some thunderstorms further west, maybe if you're heading up towards Hammond or Baton Rouge tomorrow. And then as we go into tomorrow night into Thursday, it looks like more clouds and fog start to move on in. So kind of locked into that pattern. Looking at our rain chances over the next several days or so, we're looking at relatively slim rain chances. They're low, but they're not zero. With the moisture that continues to come in off of the Gulf, and you throw in a little bit of daytime heating, we can't rule out a few of those hit and miss showers, maybe a rumble of thunder over the coming days. Basically between about Wednesday through about Sunday, the pattern is going to be such that storm systems are going to track across the central part of the country. So the stormier setup is going to be to our north and west until we get towards the middle of next week. There are some signs that maybe a storm system does bring us a chance for some scattered showers and some thunderstorms. So tomorrow is going to be a foggy start. We're going to warm into the 70s by the afternoon. The wind stays breezy all day out of the southeast, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusts over 20 to 25 at times. Here's what it looks like on Futurecast by lunchtime tomorrow. Many areas north of I-10, likely in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees, so it is going to be quite warm tomorrow during the day. If you're heading out over the water, we're going to keep those breezy conditions going out over the Sound. Looks like winds in general out of the east about 5 to 10 knots, seas generally about 1 to 2 feet, and that will continue into Thursday and Friday. If you're heading about 20 to 30 miles offshore, we're looking at southeast winds about 10 to 15 knots, and seas generally about 3 to 4 feet. And we're going to keep those east to southeast winds offshore through Thursday and Friday. Water temperature has come up a little bit. We're sitting at 70 degrees now at Point Cadet in Biloxi. Your 7-day forecast, it looks like this again over the next several days, looking very warm and spring-like as we head into the weekend. There are some subtle signs that as we get into the middle of next week, we might see somewhat of a cool down behind that system.